Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Part 7. In the previous video we began Chapter 3 and we are investigating the murder of this evil magistrate by presumably the Steel Samurai, our client William Powers. I think we're supposed to be going back to talk to the old lady. It is a new day because she is supposed to have seen some stuff, and she was not being forthright about it with us. What? You're still here? Huh, really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Wish I'd seen a ghost. What's up? What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go here between those times? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? It's like really concrete proof too, because she just, quote, had a feeling, and I'm pretty sure that'll definitely stand up in a court of law, so basically you're fucked, lady. Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Well, I mean, my soaps are on. You're telling me I'm gonna miss days of our lives? You're fucking crazy. Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Alright, you better tell me and quick, you, spiky-haired cretin. Someone's to complain about the work I do, eh? Well, we were just talking to the assistant in Studio 1. Her! She's not even a full-time employee. Oh, you youngins are like that nowadays. Running your mouth, saying tomorrow, doing this other thing. Well, when I was young, let me know. We had to know a thing about specking your elders. It's a shame the youth these days. She's too fast. I can't keep up. She left. Did she get so mad she evaporated? Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulder. Let's see your internet search history, lady. Computer that runs the studio security cameras. Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with this computer. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Should I try the computer? Try it. Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick? What? This game's not that old. Looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers. Let's see. First, I need the date of the murder. It looks like the camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. 1 p.m.? That was when the security lady arrived at the guard station. 3:07. There, answered. Hey, I printed out the data for that date. Let's see what we got. I mean, that's just a dude in a costume. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Well, I mean, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him? I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. Huh? October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day? Nope, that's the only one in the computer. Photo number 2, eh? Guessing that must mean there is a photo number 1 that has been deleted. Hey, Nick! Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. I mean, but it was illegally obtained. We didn't have a warrant. There's no way this would stand up in court. Shut up with all your legal schmamble, Mr. Lawyer. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said. Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So, are we done for today? I don't know. I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady. I doubt that. To be continued. Isn't it weird that it says saving content and then it's like, hey, do you want to save your game? Like, why do you tell me you're saving the game if you're like, actually, you need to do it? Wait, we're already in court? Okay, I forgot. They said things go fast here in, wherever we are. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Are you the only prosecutor in this town? Was it just you and the other guy, and after we sent that other dude to the Shadow Realm, it's just you? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant of what year? Huh? You didn't specify the year, did you, Mr. Edgeworth? Huh? You could be talking about any October 15th at 2:30 p.m. I think this case should be dismissed. Mr. Will Powers killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It's impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Aw, shit, dude, I'm here again. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir, I'll explain with the guide map here. I understand this case is important to grasp the layout of the studios. See, this here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. And this is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Past the gate are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, we're not even going to talk about Studio 2, it's not important. Shut up, don't ask questions. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m., the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. I mean, you know, they could just, like, kind of use his body as, like, with marionette strings and reenact it. I mean, come on, the show must go on. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged into the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? I'm good. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval! I mean, really, spears were used even before medieval times. It's more of an ancient weapon, but it technically still had plenty of practical use all the way up until, like, the pre-industrial era. Samurai spear? Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? Fuck you, Sonny. Why aren't you a handsome fella? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldback. Come on, man. Your last name is actually... When I was young, I was an Oldback. It wasn't just my name. All the other children make fun of me. Can you believe it? There was this boy, the captain of the junior high chess club, and he called me an Oldback, and I cried, and... Shut the hell up, lady. Objection. I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained? Witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I'll just get into the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. Yes, And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you, yes? You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. He sure is one hell of an old bag. Alrighty. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest of them had been doing a run-through there since the morning. Well, I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got to the guard saying, you can just show up late to work for errands? What? I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked by right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well, let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. We want to press her about whether or not she actually saw Powers. Okay. Anyway. Interesting, a certain man walked right by me. It was Powers. Hiya! So you saw Mr. Powers? That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. Phoenix Wright, how many times do I have to tell you? You can't take your pants off in the courtroom. I'll say it again, it was him. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Okay, so get presented. Take a look at my attorney's badge. Boombox time. Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying that since yesterday you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. You do know you can't just introduce evidence willy-nilly without going through proper procedure. Otherwise, I will be forced to throw this out and you will, lose the case. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo of Phoenix Wright. That doesn't make any sense. Shut up! Miss Old Bag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. I mean, of course they can. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. Yes, Jonathan may be dressed like a hot dog, but you're actually wearing a hot dog costume. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this courtroom is accusing you of that, of this, witness. He's having trouble calling her Old Bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Huh, nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? What? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the old, witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How is that supposed to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. Okay, man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. Oh yeah, he is limping. You can see he's clearly dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Okay, I don't know how to counter that. So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. It's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Alright. Please don't actually squeal. Incorrect! Whippersnapper! Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Every one thing I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up. Youth today, always whining about each other, pointing their fingers this way and that. It stuff make an old lady want to cry. Mr. Wright. Please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. False. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. Then our poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. I wasn't fangirling out or nothing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and stuff. So she didn't see the run-through then. Okay. So, I mean, I guess you could make the assumption that maybe whoever is in the costume was limping to implicate Powers, but it would have to be someone who saw the run-through. So if it was just Hammer and her, now I don't think the old lady did it, there must be another fourth person they're keeping secret, or someone they didn't know about. I saw Powers trip and fall. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. The witness can be excused. This trial is over. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. He broke a prop. Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear? The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. It strikes me as a significant detail. Does it mention anything about duct tape? I mean, you can kind of see like a wrapping, but... I'd better write this down in the court record. The break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Okay. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. How do you know? What do you mean pretty bad? You can't be that specific. You don't have any medical knowledge. Was it badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot? Okay. Ooh. Does it have to do with... what leg he... because he's dragging his left leg. And we can't actually look at the picture they showed us. But it could be that it's the wrong leg. Maybe that's how we're gonna expose it. But we don't actually have any evidence that says what leg he was sprained. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... where's the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. Witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Object! Hold it right there! We keep talking possibilities. We have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Kammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Oh no. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice! Oh no. Okay, witness continued. Okay, 2:30 p.m. The only person I saw go to the studio before them was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen him. But I mean, you still don't know that it was Will Powers. That means nothing. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. 2:30. How do you know? You're not a mortician. How do you know that? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. Does it actually, it does say the time of death. How do they know? What if they're making it up? What if the autopsy's a plant? The only person I saw go to the studios before them was Will Powers. But you don't know it was Will Powers. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking, right. Yeah, that doesn't mean nobody came by. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. What's your eyesight? Are you sure? The witnesses answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny, but did they? I mean, they could have, if they were in the employee area and they came through the main gate, they could have gone and hid out in Studio 1 ahead of time, right? I think that's maybe what they want. You let them have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Like, I'm gonna call him that. You can't call him that. Old windbag sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. Wow. I mean, you're gonna, you know, end up old and gray before her, Mr. Phoenix. Okay. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. I'm gonna try this. I mean, there's the card key. Oh, not correct. Not right. This statement contradicts this evidence. It does? Okay. If they had, I would have seen them. No one else went there. But I mean, if you were in the employee area, right? Maybe that's what we have to go to? I guess none of this mentions her being in the employee area. Are you absolutely sure? Nobody's suspicious looking. I don't really know what's a... I mean, that's obviously sus, but I don't know... I mean, it's not just a photo again, is it? Hold on! Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. Whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture? Oh, okay, it's probably supposed to be because this is photo number 2, so that means there should have been a photo number 1, okay. I think that's what they're trying to get at here. And here, I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, it might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photograph. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says, photo number 2. Photo number 2? Oh, he's getting the boombox ready. The computer only held data for 1 photo on that day. Don't you think that's a little odd? So I hit the play button here. Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it's really the only photo? By God, that's Phoenix Wright's music. Order! Please, tell the court what you meant by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. Wait, one second, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Just had to respond to something really quick. That's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1 but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for 1 of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. Ah! You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean if you were an idiot. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help. Help. Team. Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Someone help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. Maybe she's gonna blame the assistant? Based on her, like, you know, whippersnapper thing? I see. Your testimony, please? Other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. I don't think you should be able to do that. Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. He's got a point. If anything, the only thing we knew is that the trial was not going to go normally? Or smoothly? Okay. How many photos are there usually? On a day when we're open to the public, we get more than 500 people. But on filming days or rehearsal days, well, we don't have much money. We never get more than 50, and that's a big day. Do you back up all the security camera data? Of course not! Well, they keep telling me to, yeah. But those computers are just so frustrating. Okay. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Mr. Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Well, who the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. But fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where, probably that frickin' internet, the inner tubes. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were yours words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. Oh. Like, how tiny are they? I mean, I guess it is a kid's show, so maybe it's a child snuck in? The grate's been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Oh, that's why she was like, had an epiphany with the word whippersnapper. Kids. So in the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? We've got a child serial killer on our hands. Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day? One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yeah, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. They cover themselves in oil so that you slip off of them when you try and put your arms around them. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. You have not watched enough anime, kid. Impossible. I think it's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. Squirrel will take a 5-minute recess. My microwavable pizzas are calling to me in the back room. Anchovies. For reference, I don't like anchovies on pizza. I just feel like the old dude would like them. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Hello. It's us. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping. Honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone who'd want to steal a steel samurai costume. Get it? Steal a steel? It's, so, where does this leave me? Dead. It doesn't look good. You're the only lucky suspect right now. Nick! What are we gonna do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else so that could conceivably have done this. Right! And I'll take them so long that they get to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Don't sigh like that! Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? Prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other people who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there's still no one else who have committed that crime. I call for the verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your thoughts? Your rubber glue, everything you says bounces off me and sticks to you, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. Let us hear what you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. I will take off your pants and spank your bare butt, back, and balls in the front of everyone in this courtroom. Great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. I mean, it's either assistant girl or security lady. I mean, I think the boy, they've kind of ruled him out. I mean, he's obviously important, but I'm gonna throw the assistant under the bus. I'm sorry, lady. It was the assistant! The Steel Samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it and in doing so became the Steel Samurai. You're saying the Steel Samurai in the picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. Oh no. If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury? Powers and poor Hammer were at the run-through. Oh, and me? I mean, I guess you could say the old lady? I guess you could argue that she would have known. Yeah, I mean, that makes more sense. I just kind of, for some reason, she felt like a trap. Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, I kind of, like, I even said that earlier. I don't know why. I kind of was thinking we'd get away with it. She could look the Steel Samurai. She could look the Steel Samurai with that costume. But she couldn't walk the Steel Samurai walk. She wouldn't have limped. That kind of takes the legs out from under that case. Shut up. Okay, but like... Okay, nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Yeah, no, this fight isn't over yet. If you... One more chance. Very well, go ahead. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? Steel Samurai's dragging her leg in this picture. That means that whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because... they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about that injury. Security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper. Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, and then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Shut up! Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here, Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. If Sherlock Holmes is so good, why haven't they made a Sherlock Holmes 2? That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump on it with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Oh, shit, dude, I'm sorry. Wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of looking at my phone. What's going on? Prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something. What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way? I mean, it feels like a because I mean, like, I don't think the lady did it, right? I mean, I feel like it's gonna be some other fourth party that hasn't been introduced yet. It just feels like a trap. I guess this does kind of make it look like she's the killer. Funny, I feel bad for her all of a sudden. It's true that the witness could have conceivably committed this crime, yet we must not forget that the victim was an action hero. As formidable as her personality may be, I doubt she'd be strong enough. Shit. If he removes her from consideration, that means Miss Powers is it. Sorry, Windbag, but I don't have a choice. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? Shit, dude, I don't know. You forgot that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10-second stops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Or is it, be nice to kids and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper? I have proof. We do? Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? I mean, the murder weapon, I guess? You wouldn't be able to use it effectively? Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. Execution! Oh, the court will now suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy, what was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. The court is adjourned. Wait a second! I'm not just gonna sit here while you run off barking into the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth they told her not to talk? Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studio that day. But if you're gonna go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap and I always do what I'm told. Accept guilt? Haha, you've been fooled. Now you have to go to prison for murder. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination? Nah, I don't want to cross-examine shit. I mean, we were just trying to buy extra time, right? Okay. There were some other people. Who are these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. I mean, that makes sense. The director? They should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? I thought that was odd, too. Of course. Well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So, where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Also, what leg? It would be his left leg that's messed up, so that's not an inconsistency. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head has fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue your cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but I don't know. May as well. Ah! Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side. So you got your bonus and you still talked? I think I've already asked all the questions I have to ask. Alright, we'll take a break. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. Court acknowledges the defense's point. Prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. We've won. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really? It's nothing. Please give me all your money. Or should I? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. But now's my chance to get the material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's go down to the studios. Oh, that's Phoenix. Whatever. Phoenix is sounding like Will Powers now. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. To be continued. That's a good stopping point. I would indeedy like to save my progress up to this point. Alrighty, in the next video we will begin the second phase of our investigation and see if we can learn more about the director and producer. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.